So, good afternoon, Hugo. Welcome here. Nice to meet you again.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you making time and us doing this.
Sure. So, yeah, you just were in the coaching program, had great results, and now let's talk a bit about it. Let's motivate the people that are watching this. What's actually possible with YouTube? So, can you tell a bit more about yourself and actually what were you doing before joining the coaching program?
So before doing the coaching program, I was working a regular 9 to 5. So I had an office job. It was all good. But the reality is you can only earn so much when you're working for other people. And I knew that, with the life I wanted to have, I needed to increase my outcome. I think a lot of people are in the same similar position now, where they know that they need to increase the kind of money they're bringing in. In the United Kingdom, we have something called the cost of living at the moment. So prices are going up.
Hmm.
So one job is not good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, what motivated you actually to do YouTube?
So I did a lot of research on a lot of stuff like drop shipping, like running a marketing agency and YouTube. And I looked at drop shipping. It just seemed very risky, like finding the right product. I looked at the marketing agency and I didn't really see the results, but I felt that YouTube was much more grounded, much more achievable. It made the most sense. It was a simple formula. Like it was, if you create good content, the people will come and you get paid. And that's simple.
Hmm. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
actually have like or had prior experience with all the business models, or you just looked at it?
No? Um, I've done a little bit. So I tried drop shipping and I couldn't find the right product.
Hmm.
And I didn't have any confidence in any of these products. The
Hmm.
marketing agency, I didn't try just because I thought that was a bit complicated. Even now, you're still finding this. Now AI is the new stuff. Everyone wants to sell you how to make money through AI. But this is a proven business method.
Hmm.
YouTube is very simple. If you create good content, people will watch it, and you get paid. The more views you have, and the longer they watch. So it's about you. And I wanted that level of control. It wasn't a guessing game.
Yeah, exactly. Did
Yeah.
you hesitate at all before starting YouTube or before joining the program?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you hesitate at all before doing YouTube or joining the program?
I did. I did. I tried it out myself,
Hmm.
and then I realized I didn't know enough. And I also wanted to be part of a community, and I felt that that's really important. I felt like being part of a community, a responsive community, with everyone working towards the same goal, like made the massive difference. Because it's hard. It's very hard to do, but nothing in life where you see the rewards is easy.
Hmm.
And I think at that time when I first started the course, there was a lot of people that were selling. We call it in the UK snake oil. So they'll tell you, you know, like passive income. That's how it was sold at. So you wouldn't have to do any work. You'd have a team, and they would do it all for you. And I tried it, and I failed. And I
Hmm.
realized I need to understand this business. And if you approach it like a business, you're going to have much better results. You need to understand the process of script writing, understand editing, understand the voiceover, understand writing a hook, understanding the thumbnails. If you don't understand it, you can't teach it to other people, and you can't improve and you can't tweak it. But you can get that from a course, and you can get that from having a community.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And while you were in the program, what would you say were your biggest challenges and how did you overcome them? For people that are watching that also face challenges, that are also already doing YouTube, what were your biggest challenges and how did you overcome them?
I had a lot of challenges, and to list them. The thing about challenges is that when you have one barrier, it's the worst thing in the world. And then you get over it, and then another barrier comes up. Oh my God, this is worse.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But like after a while, you forget about the losses and the challenges you make because they build and they grow you. I saw challenges as a learning experience. So I'll give you an example. I used my thumbnail. I had thumbnails and it was working for me. And then I had random other competitors copy my thumbnail and people were getting confused about whose video is whose video. And there was loads of stuff that was happening and it wasn't fair and it's never fair. But like I overcame that challenge by just by investing more in my thumbnail. And I had my thumbnails to a standard where I knew that they couldn't compete at. And it became quite distinctive that people knew this was my channel and everything else. And I kind of rebranded and, and I made it work.
Cool. Cool. Did the program or already on, are there any other like specific aspects of the coaching that helped you through this?
Well, I spoke to you about it, and I laugh at your response, but your response is that is always that you got to get better, you need to improve.
Hmm.
Like, sometimes people don't want to hear that, but like in times of adversity, you need to step it up yourself. Although you need motivation, you need support, and that, like, ultimately, you just got to step it up. Like, it's not for me. So a lot of people think this is about money, and I think the coaching helped me because I thought it was about making as much money as possible, but it's about creating a great service and a great product that people want to come to. When you start seeing it like that from a customer perspective, then you're interested in making good content. Then you strive to do better all the time, and you start to enjoy it. So, like, I don't think that this is something that I ever would have worked out. I also want to clarify one thing. I have done a dozen courses, okay, throughout my YouTube life and everything else. Most of them were not very good. That's the reality of it. Like, but your course stood out for me. Like, there were some courses where you can't even speak to like, when yours was an open forum, people could speak and ask each other, other people could say stuff, and that's very unusual. Most of the time they would send questions in and the person would reply and he would pick the questions that he wants to reply. But like, you did it freeform, people ask you hard questions, they put you on the spot. And I was like, how are you going to answer that question? And then, like, you gave people insight, and and they got results. So, like, as someone that's done, because YouTube is about learning, as someone that's done loads of courses, yours by far was the one that really helped me to get to that next level. And I think it's really important that you pick the right course and you go with the right people that you're a good fit for. And you was a great fit for me, and because it was the right balance. I feel like the best way I can explain it is, if a course is too big, then they don't really have time for the people that have paid for the course. If a course is too small, chances are they haven't built the level of experience to be able to assist people. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, exactly.
But yours was at that sweet point, that Goldilocks zone, as they say. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
And like, about the time you invested in it, what would you say, like, each day, what kind of time did you invest in it?
I mean, I started off part-time, and I started off doing an hour a day. And then, as you know, I went full-time. Like, I got to a stage in my life where I was like, if I want to make this work, I need to go in this full-time. And it paid off. It paid off, like, in so many ways. And we can talk about that later. But like, it paid off, and it was one of the best decisions that I make. And I don't think that I would have. You don't have to do it full-time, and not everyone's fortunate. I get that, but it was just about dedication, and I was able to dedicate myself to it.
Yeah, exactly. And how long did it take you to actually start seeing significant results?
I mean, there were some times when we first had our meeting and you did like an audit of my channel, and I changed those things, and straight away I saw the impact. Like, sometimes you just need an outside perspective. That's why it's very difficult to do this YouTube stuff by yourself and outside of a community. The other aspect is that things are always changing. Technology is always changing as well. So when I started, there was no 11 labs. There was no AI. Like, it was just real people writing the real scripts and real voiceovers. And like, I was only able to utilize the new AI in terms of scripts and in terms of voiceovers, purely because you let me know, hey, like, you can save yourself money if you use this program, and you can. But if you're working by yourself, you're not going to know that. And AI is changing so quickly now. You have to be part of a community. and people within a good community, they're always sharing stuff. And I felt that like people in your community were very good at that.
Yeah, yeah. And what would you say was your like key aspect that helped you getting these results? If you name one thing.
So I had some issues when my RPM dropped, and one of your basic advice was just like make longer videos. Make longer videos if your RPMs dropped. And what ended up happening for me is that my RPM dropped. I made longer videos. My RPM went back to where it was, and then my RPM improved again. So, like originally, I was doing like 8, 10 minute videos or whatever it was. I put them up to 20, but they were quality videos. But so my RPM went back to where it was. And then once like it went back, it increased again. I was earning double what I was earning before. So that was a massive boost for me. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, do you feel your life has changed since starting YouTube, since getting these results?
Well, this is the question, isn't it? As you know, my life has changed a lot. Um, I grew a channel. It was a very profitable channel. Um, and I got to the stage, where I kept on having offers on the channel. And at some point, it became more money than I could turn down. And, because you get to a certain stage thinking, what could I do with that money? And I could always set up a new YouTube channel. So I sold my channel. It helped pay for my wedding. I sold it for tens of thousands of pounds. It helped pay for my wedding, and it helped buy me a house that I live in now.
Yeah.
And it helped with the deposit. And in the United Kingdom, house prices are very expensive, some of the most expensive in the world, and deposits are very expensive as well. But it gave us a footing, and it helped my wife and I to be able to get on the property ladder. And we would not have been able to do that otherwise. If you're earning like 30,000, 40,000, and your rent is 2,000 a month, and you have bills 1,000, it's very difficult for you to save 50,000 pounds, for example. How many years? If you save 500 pounds a month for a whole year, you got 6,000 pounds. That's not enough. So we needed that cash injection, and it helped us do that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's a great story, actually. That's where it's all about, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that like it enabled me to do things that I never really would have been able to do. And this is why like I think it's important for people to think outside of the box. I think it's important for people to say, hey, even if I'm earning my job, if you're earning 100,000 a year, like at some point, your salary as a fixed amount is capped at how much they're willing to pay you. And if you're smart on YouTube channel, your earnings are uncapped. And there's very few industries where that's actually the case. There's enough viewers, there's enough. If your content is good and your content focused, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to earn whatever your target might be.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, I remember. Go on.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah, move on.
You go.
So I wanted to ask you another question because,
Yeah,
like,
go on.
a lot of people are watching this, and maybe they're
Yeah,
thinking about starting on YouTube as well.
yeah.
Like, what advice would you give to someone that's worried about failing or not seeing results with YouTube?
Well, there's a lot of things I could say about that, but I would start off to say that anything worthwhile involves risk. Anything that's worth doing involves risk. And anything profitable and that has real benefit involves risk. Like my wife wasn't happy with me when I said I want to do this full time. Now she's happy in this house. I said to her, look, I could keep earning on my job and keep earning this amount, and it will take us a long time to be able to save up for a house. Or I could really focus and really crunch down, and I'll do this for a short time, and it will help us on where we want to do and what our plans for the future is. The other advice that I would also say to them is that money is time. That's probably the best thing that I would say to you, and especially in relation to this course. There's some things that I could have learned by myself that would have taken me 6 months to learn. But going on a course, I was able to quickly go through them and learn them within a month. This isn't possible, like if you're doing it by yourself. Like you know, as human beings, we learn through either having a manual that tells us what to do or having a coach. Now, it's not possible to have a manual, like just a manual or just instructions on how to make good content, because the landscape of YouTube is always constantly changing, and you need to be with experienced people that understand the structure and understand the direction that can help guide you to where you need to be. And for me, the investment in the actual course saved me money, and it helped me get to my financial goals quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's invaluable. Like you can do it yourself, but it will take you a year, and your channel will make no money for a whole year, or you'll just be breaking even for a whole year, or in 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, you know, you can get yourself to the financial goals that you want for that channel and that niche.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Really, really agree
Yeah.
there. Leslie, is there something you want to give as an advice for the people watching, or anything you want to say to them?
Well, the only thing I can say, join up to this course if you're unsure. The only thing that you can lose from this is money, but at the end of the day, money isn't everything, and like you will save yourself a lot of time. And for me, time was the most important thing. Time was the most important thing. I didn't have a year. I can't tell you what it's like for someone to do it by themselves and spend a whole year. Like the courses for me, would, like I said, I did a dozen courses and I learned a lot from different ones and different styles. But there were some that were not worth the money. Like there were some that I paid $1,000 for, and I did it, and I already knew everything on the course.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing worse than that. Like there's some places where they offer you. I think that's an actual business, if I'm correct. There's some people that want to pay courses online. And there's also a lot of these people on Instagram that are making more money from their courses than they're actually making from YouTube. Now, with you, if you want to follow someone and you want to work with someone, follow someone with a proven track record. I've known you for quite some time. Like, I'm not going to talk about your accomplishments, but you know them. And I've seen there was a time when we were rivals and we had competing channels on similar niches. And I've seen, like, you know, like how it actually what your journey has been like. And I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, you know, because YouTube sometimes they can't be relied on, and you have to be smart. And I've seen you bounce back again and come back better. And I'm talking about YouTubers and the AdSense and stuff like that. These sometimes they change the algorithm, and one little tweak means you have to change the way that you work. And I've seen you do that, and I've seen a lot of people fall short. And this is where experience comes into it, you know. So anything I can say is that if anyone has any reservations, like I'm not sure how much you're charging for your course at the moment. I'm not sure what necessarily is involved in it. But the best thing you can do in life is invest in yourself. Like for me to get to where I needed to get to, I had to make sacrifices. I had to make a sacrifice instead of buying that new car. You know, everyone wants to buy a new car. Like, you know, like I don't know how it works in other countries, but like I think America, they call it a car note. So the car notes, instead of getting a car note for £1,000 a month, we would get one for £500 a month, and invest that money in ourselves. And that's the sacrifices we had to make. But like when you want to start a family or you want to do things and you have certain goals, sacrifices have to be made somewhere. Yeah.
Exactly. Wise words. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time as well to say this all today. And yeah, talk soon.
Yeah, no problem. All right, you take care. Bye.
Bye bye.